Hey friends, how are you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do a longer form video and walk you through the new budget planner that we have. It's the new all-in-one dated 2025 that has finally arrived. I'm so excited. I've already started using it. I also have my 3 binders right here. My cash envelope sinking funds. I also have my 1 month ahead, and I also have my holiday binder. And although you don't need all 3, I am trying to inspire people to start using cash envelopes. And if you're struggling with cash envelopes, let's fix that. I've shared my story many times in the past. I tried to periodically talk about it because it's very important to me, because honestly, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't because of the past, if it wasn't because of when I used to use cash envelopes and when I'll back it up. I should say when I was bad with money and I wasn't responsible, I wasn't managing it correctly. I was a single mom and I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I have to tell you, like, it was very hard, especially when you're a single mom. The struggle's real. So I don't care what anybody says when they say, like, if they have never gone through the struggles, it's hard for them to really understand. However, I can understand because I've been that person pretty much the majority of my life. And so I talk passionately about it, because just because you are a single mom does not mean that you are lower than anyone, that you know, maybe you're struggling right now, but you can get out of any situation, especially if you put your mind to it. There's a lot of women out there that are single moms and have like 1 income. And you know what? At the end of the day, you need to think about you and your child. You have to do what's right and what is the best thing for you. So when I finally got into like cash envelopes and I was doing budgeting, like I was doing budgeting for a long time, I finally found the planner community and I was so amazed. I was like, wow, this is so awesome, because there were other people like me, and you know, and so forth. So that's how that happened. But back then we would use regular envelopes for our cash envelopes. Like, you would just use regular envelopes that you would get at the dollar store and put what you want, put your money in paper envelopes. Do you guys remember those? It's like paper envelopes. I did a lot of reading and stuff like that. So it took a long time. I was on a lot of like Facebook groups, trying to get the knowledge, you know, kind of like what I do to help other people. So for the past couple years, I've been coming out with a monthly calendar. And so on the monthly calendar, we usually have like sales and motivation, affirmation, and different things like that. But this month, I really wanted to focus on like your growth and your mindset, because we're in a new year. So we have to change our mindsets. We have to be in a new mindset. Like, it's really about changing your mindset, figuring out what is the most important for you. What are your goals? What do you plan to do? What do you want to learn? So budgeting is a big topic, right? It could be so huge. It's like, that can be so many things, right? So how do you, so a lot of people get really confused by it, you know, and I don't blame them. But you know, budgeting it's the choices that we make in life. So whether you make this choice here, you make this choice over here, you wear a seatbelt, you don't wear a seatbelt, right? The choices we make. You drink and you go party and you don't wear a seatbelt, you do. So there are choices that we make, and that also aligns with like budgeting. People make these choices to get paid and maybe just completely blow their money. I was one of them. So I'm not trying to say like I'm any better, because I was one of those people that did that. I was irresponsible and I was not happy with the person that I was. I was depressed, and I think a lot of times you resort to retail therapy and you spend and you feel good for that moment. And that's what it was. It was like a drug. I felt good, and then I got what I wanted, but then I went right back to normal, and then I suffered the consequences when I didn't have the money to pay the bills or buy food and things like that. So I never had an emergency fund. I never had like $1,000 in the bank, didn't have an emergency fund, and it was just hard. It was hard. I was all over the place. I didn't know what to do, and it took me a very long time. But let me tell you something. I cannot tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. I am so much more confident, and I'm especially in control of my money, not to mention, I was able to save so much money and use cash envelopes and use sinking funds and show other people the same system that I use. There's nothing new about this. This has been out here. I'm only showing you what I do with my, I'm showing you my system. And so then how Christina Loves Planning came, I was making pouches back in the day, but I was also still doing budgeting. And then at that time I was like, I really want to do my own Christina Loves Planning. I want the way that I would, create products and stuff like that. And so that's what I did. And I'm really happy about that. It's amazing. I'm very big on quality. If you've never bought from my shop before, I would ask you to, just so you can see like the quality in it, in some of the items. Now, I'm gonna try to turn the camera so you guys can see. These are the sienna binders, and then there's a couple acrylic pieces that are right here. These were specifically created for the shop, right? So look, I picked out the material. I wanted it kind of like that Pat of Chanel look, and I also wanted the pen holder, the two things here, and then I wanted the credit cards to go sideways versus this way, so, and it's a little bit wider. And then we also have the fly leaves as well. Those are separate, but I wanted to do the 3 colors because these are the 3 colors of the brand. And then what I also did was I created this. So this is a box. This is true acrylic. Don't let other ones out there fool you. This is 100% acrylic. And so when I first got them, they were originally like plastic, but they had told me it was acrylic. This is acrylic, and it's really good quality. And the same goes for like the sticky note holder and the cash trays. Okay, so I do stand by. I really, really believe in good quality items, because the fact is I use my own items and I only want the best for you. That is my motto. I'm not one of those people that just want to sell stuff just to sell. That's not what I do. I only want good quality items for you. Okay, yay, you got that far. Okay, so I'm just going to move this up. So now that you know a little bit about me, if you're new, welcome. My goal is to help you get organized. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you get paid and you have direct deposit, but you're using your debit card an awful lot and you're spending a lot of money on things that you shouldn't be, maybe it's just not the right time. You should be paying your bills first, buying groceries, things like that. So if this sounds like you, then maybe it's time for you to start cash envelopes. So cash envelopes actually really changed my life. And so that's where this comes in. So cash envelopes really changed my life. I struggled. I had to learn how to, how to use them. I didn't understand the concept. And so for me to explain it to you very quickly, the cash envelope system is very simple. Basically, you are figuring out, like, let's say you get paid every week or you get paid bi-weekly, whatever the case is, you need to figure out how much you spend in these categories, okay? And once you do, then you would take the money out of the bank and put them in the envelope. You would use the money that's in the envelope instead of your debit card. So but the key to this is that once the money is gone out of the envelope, it's gone. You don't just use the money out of the envelope and then say, oh, okay, let me just use my debit card for the rest of the items. No. The point is that you want to use the money that is in the envelopes, so that way you don't use your debit card, okay? You're only sticking to what is in here, which means it's very important for you to what? Meal plan. Meal plan, figure out what you need. Do you need 50 Lysol cleaning sprays. No, go through your cabinets and you figure out what you need for groceries or household toilet paper and all that stuff. You know, eating out. Maybe this week you need to cut back and not eat nada. You know, like, so you want to figure out like the amount of money that you would take, that you would need for these categories, and then you're going to take the money, put it in here, and that's it, and that's what you would use. Now, one of the ways that I got ahead when I first started my cash envelope system was the miscellaneous envelope. So this binder here stays home. So this binder stays at home. It has my cash envelopes. It also has some sinking funds. Then I also have my wallet with me that I take with me on the go, along with the same envelopes. So I put the same envelopes in my wallet for me out and about. And so if when I get ready to say, oh, I'm gonna get groceries, I need to get some gas money, oh, I think I might get my hair done or my nails done, you take the money out of here, put it in your on-the-go wallet, and then go about doing your chores. One of the ways that I was able to get ahead was filling this envelope. I used to fill this envelope with, actually I still have it. I have about $200 in the miscellaneous envelope, and I would, this envelope, I worked my day job, my corporate job, and every pay period I would add money to this. And it was a way to get ahead. So let's just say you have children and you don't have extra money, or maybe you spent all of your groceries, maybe you spent all your eating out, whatever the case is. The children say they want to get a pizza, they want to go to the movies, whatever it is, you want a new purse, I don't know. You get the idea. You have the money here. This is miscellaneous, and so that is what it means. It just means it's miscellaneous, and it's exactly that. So if you have the capability to add as much money here, then you will get ahead, because that's the point. You just don't want to use your credit card. You have your bank account, you get direct deposit, you leave everything in the bank. The only money that you're taking out is for your cash envelopes. That's it. That is it. Or your sinking funds, or your holiday binder, or your one, like, you're only taking money out to fill your envelopes and for here. Other than that, leave the money in the bank, because you're going to need it to pay your bills. So it's not that difficult. And I think that people overanalyze it and really just overthink the whole thing. And, you know, it took a long time for me to understand it as well. Even sinking funds, I was very confused. It did take a while for me to understand it. So I understand. But I remember constantly not having enough money in the category that I needed. And so that's why it's super important to do the highlighter method. So there's like a lot of little steps, right? First of all, we all want to be organized for the new year. Number one, you need a budget planner to be organized. Whether that is an all-in-one dated like this one, or maybe you like the linen ones that are undated. Everybody has their own preference. That's completely fine, and that is okay. You need a budget planner or something that you can write out your bills, write out your paydays, write out your expenses, keeping track of things, keeping track of your credit cards and things like that. The second thing is you want to start your cash envelope system. That is really number one. You really should do that. It's super important for you to do that. And in the way that you're basically going to sit down and ask yourself these questions. How much do I normally spend on groceries every week or bi-weekly? You ask yourself these questions. If you don't know, then that's when I say, okay, print out your bank statement and do the highlighter method and go through and highlight all of the times that you got groceries in pink and then total it up. You know what I mean? So you're breaking down those categories, and that way you're able to see how much you're actually spending. It's so important for you to do this. Okay, the third thing, an emergency fund. That is the third thing you need to do. So let's go back. The first thing you need, a planner. You need to keep track of all of your bills, all of your important finances, your bills, your paydays, your credit cards, everything. Just write down to everything. And that's like, if you want one of the linen budget planners that are just straight up like undated, then that's fine. It's okay. There's lots to choose from, and everybody has their own preference. And then this one is the dated. That's number one. Number two is to learn and start your cash envelope system. The third, emergency fund. You have to create an emergency fund. And let me show you. This is our this is the Sienna collection. These are the Sienna binders, but in here are envelopes that I created. Not that one. This one was one that I made myself. There's 12 envelopes here, and these envelopes are the 1 month ahead. So you have mortgage, utilities, phone bill, car payment, car insurance, kids, pets, medical, emergency, spending, subscriptions, and online shopping. This is amazing. Amazing. So you can get the pack of 1 month ahead, and you can pick a binder, and pick the binder that you want to put in, or maybe you already have a binder that you already used. There's several different types of binders that we have in the shop, and they are all a personal size, so they all will fit these envelopes. Okay, so the third thing is an emergency fund. Okay, so you have to have an emergency fund before you start anything. It's super important, and the reason why is because emergencies happen. They happen when we least expect it. And if you are doing good and you're on a roll and you're doing your thing, you're paying your bills and you're paying your bills and everything's going great for you, all of a sudden the car breaks down and bam, you don't have any money saved for an emergency. So now guess what happens? You have to use the money that's either in all of your envelopes or in your checking account, and you're pulling money everywhere trying to figure out where to get money to pay this. And so that is what happens. Now you're back at square one. Now you're backed up again. Now you have to figure out how to get ahead. So that's why it's important for you to start your emergency fund. So when I first started, I started at $500, right? I did 500, and then I moved it up to 1,000. So I kept on saving 1,000. I was working. I sold bags. I sold pouches. I did everything in my power to get the money because it was very important to me. It was very important for me to get that $1,000 because I was doing the steps. I was doing everything possible. I got my planner. I was, trying to do the cash envelope system. And then I needed to start saving for an emergency. So I moved it up to 1,000. And I sold a lot of stuff, but I ended up getting the $1,000. And I was so addicted by then that I just kept on. I had over 10,000. I just kept on, and it's a really, really good feeling. It's a very, very good feeling. So that's number 3, and that's what you should do. The fourth thing you should do. The fourth thing that you want to do, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I'm just trying to show you guys. So after you get your planner, right? You have your budget planner, you have your cash envelopes, and you did the highlighter method, and you're really trying to, stay on track, do the things that you need to do. Sometimes we have to sacrifice in order for us to get ahead. So if you sacrifice your, having fun, you're going to have fun later. You're going to get those rewards later. And it shouldn't be this difficult. I get it. It shouldn't be this difficult. We go to work, we get paid, we pay our bills and things like that. But I think it's all about habits and society and how fast we can get items and things like that. So sometimes some people are just not good with their money, and some people are really good with their money. So, it goes both ways. It just depends. I wasn't one that was, but I am now. So I want you guys to check out my shop. Take a look at some of the different products. We have pretty much everything I created with a lot of thought. And I wanted, we have the 3 teddy bear caddies. That stuff is for fun. That's for, you have to have your basics first. And then if you want to add different things later, then that's Great. So number one is your budget planner. 2 is your cash envelopes, getting really acclimated with them and really understanding the process, understanding how much you need for each of your envelopes. The third thing is an emergency fund and making sure that you start that emergency fund and keep it serious. Okay. Now after the fourth, after your emergency fund, if you decide you're in a good place, you're feeling confident with what you're doing, and you want to add additional sinking funds, then that's fine. Then that's something that you would determine on your own, trying to figure out what works best. Maybe it's Christmas or vacation. There's no right or wrong when it comes to that, but don't think about it now until you have mastered your cash envelopes and or have your emergency fund. Those are the first 2 that you have to do before you end up getting a bunch of sinking funds. After that, once you feel like you're in a really good place and you want to start like saving challenges, absolutely, then start them. There's so many different saving challenges that we have in the shop. Like this one, this is the 52-week box. Every week you're going to save what's in the envelope. Very, very cute. We have the 100 day. I just put the 100 day in this binder, but it's really in a plastic. I'll show you. And it goes like that. So you each day, hold on, where is it? It's right next to me. I have my caddy right next to me filled with all my stuff. So this one is the 100 day saving challenge binder. This one's the 10K. And everything is really nice. These are all professionally dashboards that I had made, and everything looks really good. Trust me, I think that you'll be super pleased. Okay, I think that's about it. But like I said, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. This is the classic collection. This is the very first binder that I created when I first started. Oh my God, they're so nice. The quality of this is amazing. The quality of our classic is gorgeous. But what I wanted to show you is this. So these are 18 sinking funds. Now everybody has their own way of doing things. You might like different designs. You might like this type of envelope versus the other ones. So what it is that what I decided to do is I decided to make cards. Instead of putting mortgage on the envelope like we have for the 1 month ahead, which is right here, I decided to use cards. Oops. I decided to use the cards. So you're just basically putting the card in here, and then you can put your money in. So you're going to store it. You're going to store your utilities. You know, you have internet, car payment, car insurance, birthdays, emergency kits, and etc. But the options are amazing. Okay. I'm limited 18 of them. So take a look at those. All right, let's jump into the planner. Okay. So just think about that. Take a look at the video. Maybe you just watch it again. Just make sure you kind of go through things and take a look at what you need. So we have, this is the dated 2025 dated budget planner. We have 4 different patterns that will be on the way, and they are going to be laminated snap in frosted covers. This is not laminated. It's a frosted cover like this, and the pattern is put on this. It's going to be really, really nice. So those should be here soon. But this planner is available and ready. So I already started using this. Oh, I forgot to do my yearly. This is where you want to put your goals. Personally, I would probably put something here just to, you know, you have a yearly bill tracker, and then you have your car maintenance over here. Now I'm using this planner for my personal, my business, and budgeting. So this is the month on 2 pages. I think what I am going to do is color code. So I'll probably use a couple different highlighters to determine what's personal. Like this is Dad's birthday, that was personal. This is business, work, email. I posted the email today. I posted a blog post. I'm doing a YouTube video. So this is the month on 2 pages is made for like personal and business. And then my budgeting is going to be back here. It's easy. I would really, really love to just try your best to, I don't want to have multiple things. So it's best that I just keep everything in one and just kind of separate, you know, I know what I'm doing in the planner. So like putting your birthdays, putting the business, like today's Sunday, tomorrow I'll put what's on the calendar. And then you have your weekly overview. And each day you list the things that you have to do for the day. I like it. Here, let me bring the camera down. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. So you have your weekly overview. This is Sunday here. List out the things that you have to do and just kind of just check them off as you go. It is amazing. I love it. I could not be happier. So you have you have all these weeks. And then this is your task list. It's basically a running list for the full month. So every month you'll have a new 2 pages to list out all of the things that you have to do for the month. So I started listing a lot of stuff. I started highlighting as I go, but you have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 31, 32. So 34. So 34 and 34 is 68. And that's a lot of topics for 1 month. So I think that's perfect. I think it's good enough. And you know, you highlight as you go. You really have these 2 pages. I wanted to make it very, I wanted to make it very like easy. I didn't want to make it too complicated. I wanted it just how I wanted to use the planner. So that's why I set it up this way. So the linen undated, or the 8x10 undated, is a big, it's a budgeting planner. It has all of the pages for budgeting. It has like the, you know, saving challenge thermometer in it and stuff like that, which is great. I think this is a little bit more of a step up, meaning like, okay, you're doing good with your budgeting. You're using cash envelopes. Now I'm incorporating, so my budgeting is back here, but you still have some of the pages. Does that make sense? So it's still, it'll still work. So I'm gonna show you. Okay, of course I don't have my sticky note, but let's just use this for an example. So let's just say you have your task list and boop. And maybe this is completely full, or you want to put this on the pages. So like I could do like, I'm gonna do like this week. I need to do a YouTube video. Oh, I need to get more of these sticky notes. YouTube video, Pinterest, post, Facebook post, which I did this, I'm doing this. And so you can just kind of like, you know, create your thing, your list for the week. I need to go to Staples, pick up the poster, and Staples for the thank you cards. Pick up dinner, meal plan. I need a list, and then clean out car. I have so much stuff in my car that needs to come upstairs, but the elevator's broken. But anyways, so you can make a list of things that you have to do, and then you can just move it, or you can say, you know what, this is Monday, but this is what you have for the week, so maybe you just want to stick that over here. So make it fun. I have stickers, I have like all of these like cute little fun stickers. Oh, I can see the lighting. The sun's going down. Oh my goodness. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark. Okay, so you have your task list. It's a full month. Then after, this is where the budgeting starts. You list out all of your bills in the order, you know, that they're due. Then over here you have the month on one page. So you can put some dot stickers, or you can use the highlighter. And then you can just kind of like look over here and then go over here. So it's really, really good. You know, you're able to look, and then you can look at when the due date is when, you know, your when your payday is. Then you have an expense tracker. The expense tracker is really good because you can use this for all of the, like, tracking your expenses when you're using your debit card. Maybe you still use your debit card for certain things or business, whatever the case is, but you can, or paying your bills, and you can kind of just keep track of that there. This is the sinking fund section. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have credit card tracker. You have a debt tracker, which has 4 spots. Afterpay, subscriptions, and then you have your 5 paycheck to paycheck trackers, which are amazing because this is what is going to break down your paycheck. So if you're new to budgeting, this is a great way to really break down your paycheck and take a look at where your money is going, and you know what I mean? Take a look at, so what I would do is you would list out what you got paid. You would list what, I don't know, this is probably confusing. You would list out what you got paid, what your balance in your checking account is, and then total it all up. Like, what is that total that is in your checking account? And then now you're going to list out your variable expenses, which are your cash envelopes, your fixed, your bills. Are you making additional debt payments? Are you making payments to sinking funds? These are optional. You don't have to do these. You don't have to do these unless you have an end goal for your sinking funds. But your focus is your cash envelopes and your bills. Then you say, oh, where do we need to add money? Oh, vacation, oh, Christmas. And then you can kind of figure out. And this paycheck tracker is amazing to work with. It really, really is so amazing to break it down. So then the other month starts up again. So that's it. All right, so I didn't want to make this like super long. I just wanted to jump on to let you guys know that I'm still here. We have a lot going on for the new year. Every week on Sunday, I will be pushing out a new email that will be going out for 52 weeks. Each has a different topic. I'm still doing the monthly calendar and still doing the stories, and I just recently did a couple of videos and I posted those on my Instagram page. These videos are a little bit like lower, like, I don't know, 15 minutes and less, just to try to get people to understand, you know, the sinking funds or cash envelopes, the stuffing. That's also every Thursday. And then this is the new planner that we came out with, so check it out. And if you have questions, as always, please let me know. But I just want you guys to know that, you know, I've been there. I know the struggle is real. I didn't, you know, I struggled the majority. And I know I talk about that a lot, but, you know, I think people need to hear that, because I think that if you're in your own situation and you're feeling like there's no way out, or you can't do it, or why is this happening to you, or, you know, you can't get ahead, you can. And I know it's gonna take some time, but if you are having that problem, I would probably just sit down, write a list of things that you want to do to change. I would start slow. I would take a look at, you know, start using the cash envelopes. And one of the things I want to stress to you, and this will be the last thing, this is super important for you guys to understand. I know I talk about using the cash envelope system and making sure that you fill these envelopes, but if you're somebody that's just starting and you don't maybe have the income to do it, you are okay to do one. If you have to start with one envelope, so be it. You have to master it at a point where you understand the concept and what you're doing. If you want to do 2, then that's what you do. But you should start and understand the reasoning behind this, because it's a budget. So when you are putting money in these envelopes, you're budgeting for groceries. If you don't do this and you use your card, you're swiping and there is no budget. Does that make sense? So you are going to spend more than you should. So if you're brand new and you only want to do a few at a time, then that is okay as well. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I hope I made sense. I miss all of you guys. Say hello. Make sure to chime in below. I like to engage. I talk about that all the time. Say hello below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Join our Facebook group. And start your budgeting journey with style. Don't forget to check out the website as well. All right, guys, bye for now.